My name is Ivy, and I'm going to be telling you how music can help you. Let me tell you what music is. Music, according to dictionary.com, is an art of sound and time, and expresses the ideas and emotions in a significant form through the element of rhythm, melody, harmony, and color, sounds that are pleasant and harmonized. Now, what if I told you that music is more than just a sound? Or what if I told you that your brain, when it hears music, it starts working without you even knowing? Music has many qualities that can help you in your everyday life. And for some people, it can help you even longer term. Let me tell you a story about my grandmother. My grandmother has dementia and is now in a nursing home. But as far back as I can remember, I remember my grandmother, she would tell me the same stories over and over and over again. I never understood why, and it would get annoying, but I just didn't understand. Little did I know at that time, she had Alzheimer's. Now, let me tell you about the research that I found of how music can help somebody with Alzheimer's. Research has proven that that music helps people with Alzheimer's. In a 2009 study from Peter Janata of the University of California, he states that music serves as a potent trigger in retrieving memories. Now, he also says from the study that music and memories, that when we experience emotionally episodic memories that are triggered by familiar songs from our past, our personal past. According to the University of California, the region of the brain where the memory passed is the same that supports information retrieved when we hear music. What seems to happen is the piece of familiar music serves as a soundtrack for a mental movie that starts to play in our head. It calls back memories as a particular person or place that you might all of a sudden see the person's face in your eyes. Janata also states that now when we associate those two things, the music and the memory both collide, and then we have a memory for what we had in the past. Now, I'm going to tell you how music helps you pay attention and also reduces stress. As you can see here, that listening to music helps you 49% of the time reduce your stress versus seeing a medical professional or a health professional like a psychologist, which is about 4 to 7%. From the Stanford University of Medicine, Jonathan Berger, which is a PhD, he's associate professor of music and a musician, who also is a co-author for the study for the Stanford University of Medicine. One way that music can help college students is it can help the people with emotional anxiety. Music reduces stress and has great psychological effects. Classical music slows down the pulse and the heart rate, lowers your blood pressure, and decreases levels of stress hormones. Singing or even shouting can be a release of tension. Calming music before bed helps promote peace and helps you fall asleep. Jonathan Berger states that music engages the brain over a period of time, and the process of listening to music could be the way the brain sharpens its ability to anticipate events and sustain attention. The University of California at Irvine found that students' test scores improved after listening to a record of Mozart while studying versus just sitting in a quiet room. This is your brain whenever it's at rest, and then this is whenever it's listening to music, so it becomes very active. Now I'm going to tell you how music has helped children with disabilities and also people who suffer from anxiety. Research indicates that music simulates emotions through specific brain circuits, bonding between a mother and a child. One reason for this is called a hormone called oxytocin. Listening to music increases the dopamine, or the reward and pleasure center. Songs as a communication increase emotional understanding in autistic children. So it helps with their speech and hand-eye coordination over time, and then also helps with children that were diagnosed with developmentally delayed. Music therapy has helped children who were diagnosed with developmental delays, and over time they wound up being able to catch up because of the hand-eye coordination, and it helped their brain to develop even faster. So I'm going to sum everything up for you and go back to the story about my grandmother. She was diagnosed with Alzheimer's before I was born. Just the same as I can remember her repetitive stories, I can also remember the music. She always had music in her house, classical music. It always rang through the house. Because of this music, it helped to sustain the function of her brain and her memory. According to ALZ.org, on average, a person with Alzheimer's lives 4 to 8 years after diagnosis, but can live as long as 20 years depending on other factors. With the research that I presented, I believe that music played a big role in why my grandmother is still alive today. She was diagnosed with the disease over 30 years ago, and until this past year, was able to sustain her own life, be able to care for herself without being put into a nursing home. If you're feeling down and you need something to pick you up, turn on some Mozart and you'll see then just how much music can calm you down and even help you sleep better. Thank you.
I'm going to play more music in the house when we're just there by ourselves. I told Daddy needs to